Okay, guys, so this is part 2 of the Miami trip horror story. Obviously, I didn't stop recording. I had the same outfit on. Duh. If you didn't tune into part 1, make sure you stop and go watch that video now, or most of this is not going to make any sense. I told y'all before night 1 ended, my mood was blown, but it's whatever. It's the next day. We ready to get outside and party. We get up, we get dressed, showered, get pretty or whatever, and we're ready to head out. Find something to eat and find some activities to do. I don't know if I said this in part 1, but we had planned to do excursions in the group chat, but because nobody was like really on the same page about what we wanted to do and things like that, none of the excursions got planned. So we're in Miami with no itinerary. We're just trying to find whatever we can to do to enjoy ourselves, right? So that's exactly what we're doing. We're just playing it by ear, going day by day. We're hungry at this point, so everybody's like, okay, what we about to go eat? Tiana goes, oh, I found this brunch place is black owned and the reviews are great, so I really want to try it. So we're like, okay, cool, let's go to this brunch spot. Let's see what this is about. We love a black owned business with some good looking food. So that's exactly what we did. I'm going to keep saying this. It was spring break and it was packed. So, everything is a wait. Everything is a line. If you don't have reservations, you're going to wait. And that's exactly what happened when we got there. The line was around the corner. And we sitting there like, look, okay, whatever. Let's just, because nobody else has any ideas to go any other place. So let's just try to wait it out and see what happens. So we get on the line, we start looking through the website, looking at the food and things like that. And at the bottom, one of us realizes like it says reservations only. And we're like, we didn't make a reservation, did we? So we asked Tiana, like, hey Tiana, did you make a reservation? She's like, no, I didn't know you had to make a reservation. So we was like, okay. So now we literally have to wait on this line. We go to the front just to see like how long is the wait and stuff like that. And the lady's like, well, if you're walking, it's about 2 hours. Excuse me, what? Nobody's not waiting 2 hours to eat. I don't care whose black owned business it is. We're not waiting 2 hours to eat. So we're like, okay, what about these people on the line? Do they have reservations? She's like, yeah, they have reservations. If you make a reservation now, you could probably get seen within like 45 minutes to an hour. So we're like, 45 minutes to an hour is type of long. We like, okay, we could waste time and do what we do with our plans, but at the same time we're hungry right now, so nobody's not really trying to wait 45 minutes to an hour. So we turned to Tiana to like ask her like, do you want to make a reservation or do you want to go somewhere else? So in the middle of us like talking things out and things like that, she gets a call. She walks off and she starts talking on the phone. So we're like, okay. We start talking amongst ourselves like, okay, are we gonna make a reservation? We gonna stay here or not? Most of us is like, we don't want to stay here. I don't care whose black owned business it is. We're not trying to stay here for no hour trying to wait to eat. Like, we're hungry now. Let's go find somewhere else. If anything, we can get McDonald's breakfast and call it a day and go about our day so that we can not sit here and waste a whole hour waiting to eat. We're trying to figure that out. I'm like, I kind of want to stay. I'm hungry right now, but then at the same time, we could have been went somewhere else and got something to eat. So it's up in the air. So we turn back to Tiana. We asking her like, hey, what do you want to do? This was your choice. Let us know what you want to do. Do you want to stay or do you want to leave? But like I said, she's on the phone, so she's on some hold on, and that's rude. Like, if we're talking to you, if you're already part of a conversation and you get a phone call, either you can call them back or you can excuse yourself. And she didn't do either. She just walked off. And when I was trying to talk to her, she just basically like waved me off, like, I know you see me on the phone right now, kind of thing. So I got an attitude. Like, it's hot out here. We want to eat, and you over here on the phone. And we trying to have a conversation about what's going on right now. Like, tell them to hold on for at least like give me a second. Hold on. What's going on? Give us your decision, and then you can go back to your phone call. Like, it was that simple to me. It was that simple. It wouldn't have took that long to say yes or no if you want to stay here or not. But she had an attitude, so that made me get an attitude, and now everybody else has an attitude because we're sitting here trying to be considerate of what she wants to do, and she's just on some like, not right now, get out my face kind of thing. So that was the second red flag for me. Like, no, that was the third red flag, because the first red flag was why you didn't eat all that time. Then it was, you're supposed to have pain medication and you didn't bring it. And now you giving us attitude when this is really your fault. So at that time, we was fed up. We was like, you know what? We don't really care what you want to do. We get in the car, we find somewhere else to eat. That's exactly what we did. So she gets in the car with us. She gets off the phone now, and she's on some what happened, like why didn't we get to stay or whatever. And we're like, girl, you didn't make the reservations. You didn't make sure whether or not we had to make reservations, which is fine. People make that type of mistake all the time. But at the same time, when we're trying to figure things out, you want to shoo us away and have an attitude and be on the phone. So that's what happened. You was on the phone. We made a decision. Next. So she has an attitude now because she didn't feel included in that decision. And I'm like, whatever, at this point, I don't really care. So now some time goes by, we eat or whatever, and she's still like real standoffish, like her vibe is off. So I asked her, like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. But I'm going to take pictures and I'm, trying to talk to her, and it's very like giving me the cold shoulder kind of thing. And I'm just like, what is your issue? I know you're not still mad about brunch. That happened like an hour ago. Like, what's really good? So I asked her again, like, yo, you good? She's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. But when you know your friend got an attitude, you know your friend has an attitude. And I wasn't really trying to hear none of that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like little things on top of the other, and it's piling up. But like I said, I'm trying to keep the peace. I'm not going to say nothing. It is what it is. After brunch, we hit Miami Beach. Hold on. After brunch, we get to Miami Beach and we try to find something to do. Anything to do. But literally everything is booked. Everything. So we couldn't do jet skis. We couldn't get on no yacht. We couldn't do nothing. We go to Fat Tuesdays. We get some drinks or whatever. And now we're just sitting here walking around like, what are we going to do now at this point? So we find this little booth or whatever. And she's like, well, you can do speedboat riding for I think 30 minutes, 45 minutes on the whatchamacallit, and it shows you like Versace house, house tour basically of the beach houses in Miami of like famous people and things like that. So we're like, okay, cool, let's do that. She's like, I don't know if I want to do that. That's gonna take man long. Whatever. Like just complaining. So like, okay, what do you want to do? And she's like, oh, I don't really know, but like maybe we could find something else to do. So we're like, okay, we leave there, don't make the reservation, we come back. We leave there, we don't make the reservation, and we start trying to find other things to do. We see this guy with a parrot, and he's like $20 for a picture or $10 for a picture or something like that. I don't know. But we like, oh, yeah, let's take some pictures with the birds. So he's like cash only. So my mom was the only one that had cash, and so she paid for everybody, and everybody would just cash out her the money or whatever. So I'm like, everybody taking their pictures or whatever. Everybody agreed to do this. And Auntie Brittany and Amber went first, and my mom and stuff like that. All of them went as a group, took their pictures or whatever. So now it's me and her. Our turn to go up and take pictures. And she's like, no, I'm good. I don't really want to do it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to do it? We literally just agreed to do this. She's like, no, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I'm like, well, my mom already paid for you to do it. Like, she's like, yeah, but I'm good. So I'm like, if it's a money issue, it's fine. Like, I'll just pay for you. She was like, well, okay, that's fine then. Like, but it's whatever to me. It doesn't really matter. I'm like, girl, let's go. Let's just take these pictures. I'll just send my mom the money for both of us. It's $20. It don't matter. But in the back of my head, I'm like, girl, if you didn't want to take the pictures, if you were scared, I would understand that. But you knew that my mom was paying for you to take the pictures. So at that point, you should be like, nah, I'm good. You could just take the pictures by yourself. You should have said something. You should have intervened. You should have said something. But you didn't. You stood there. You let her pay for the pictures. And now it's time for us to take the pictures. And you got to send her your money. And you don't want to take the pictures all of a sudden. I thought that was weird. I didn't say nothing. We take the pictures. We end up not being able to do nothing else. So we go back to the booth. We rent the speedboat. We had a great time, right? Now it's getting darker. We like, okay, we're ready to eat again. And no, actually, I'm lying. We had ate there. We went to some Mexican restaurant. I had these like fat quesadillas. But we ate. We was drunk. We had like 3 refills of Fat Tuesdays, and we was doing what we do at our plants. And we had bought gummies from this plant shop, and we was messed up. Okay, we was drunk and we was lit. Everybody's having a great time at this point. There's no issues. There's no problems. Nothing. We get in the car and we like, okay, we about to head back to the hotel, but what we doing for the night? Like, we got to do something. It's us, kind of like our second day here. Tomorrow's going to be our last day. Tonight, we got to go up. Like, we got to be lit. And we just on Instagram looking. My aunt finds out that Ari is supposed to be hosting at KOD's, and they're like $60 to get in. and um, you know, you buy a bottle package, you get a free table or whatever like that, or free section or whatever the case was. I don't remember, but there was a package deal, and everybody had to pay $60 to get in. So we like, is this what we want to do? Do we want to go to KOD's and see Ari? Like, yeah, we want to go to KOD's and see Ari. Like, duh. It's Miami. We about to have the time of our life. So everybody agrees to it. Again, everybody agrees to it. And, you know, my aunt's like, okay, well, I'm paying for the tickets now before they get sold out. And when y'all get the chance, y'all just send me the money. So we're like, okay, cool. Now we in the car. We super lit. We hype, right? And when my aunt was telling us to send the money, Amber was like, okay, well, I can send you the money through like Zelle or whatever. And my mom was like, okay, well, I don't have Zelle. I have Cash App or something like that. Or, you know, it was like a little issue with how the money was going to be sent because everybody didn't have the same apps. And so my mom and Amber was just like, so either Amber was going to send the money to my mom and you know, they was gonna do it like that, or my mom was gonna send the money to Amber, and then, you know, they was gonna figure that out. And so I'm telling Tiana, like, send me the money so I can send it to my aunt because I have my aunt's information or whatever. So we're like, okay, cool. She agrees, I agree, my mom agrees, Amber agrees, everybody agrees. We ready, we lit, we pull off, we're hyped, we blasted music. You know, we're ecstatic at this point. We got plans for the night. We about to go back to the hotel, get cute, get sexy, whatever it is. Girls' night is activated. Okay, activated. We about to go up. We get to the parking lot and we're trying to figure out the money situation still. So Amber's like, you know, your mom sent me the money. I'm waiting for you to send me money. And because we're having so much fun, it totally slipped my mind. But I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that now before we go upstairs, start getting ready or whatever, and forget. At this time, my aunt had already paid for the tickets and she paid for the bottle packages. So we were supposed to be sending her the whole 120 or 150, whatever it was. Everybody's supposed to be sending her all the money for the night or whatever. And I'm telling, make sure you send me your 60 plus the, you know, whatever else so that we can be set. We go upstairs, get ready, and we don't have nothing else to really worry about. So she's like, what's $60 for what? So I'm like, what do you mean $60 for what? You know, for what? We need to pay for our tickets and we need to pay for our portion of the bottle package. So she's like, oh, I didn't know it was $60. That's a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, we was in the car talking about it. You said you was going to send me the money. And now you're saying you didn't know it was $60. How did you not know it was $60? So she's just steady, oh, I didn't know it was $60, blah, 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 blah. So now I'm irritated. I'm blown. So, like, come on now, come on. Nobody has time for this. Just give up the $60. If you don't have it for a bottle package, I'll put that in. It doesn't matter. But I'm not paying for your bottle package and your ticket to get in. You knew it was $60 to get in because at that time, that was the only thing that was solidified. It's $60 to get in. We didn't know what bottle package we was getting. We figured that out later. So when everybody was like, okay, we're going to go here and it's $60, everybody had a conversation about who they were sending their money to and how much it was to send the money and all of that. We had the conversation in the car. So how did you not know? Were you not paying attention? Like, were you not there? Did you like blake out? Like, I don't understand how you did not know. You telling me right now that you did not know that is blowing my mind. Like, I'm actually about to get pissed off. So she's like, I don't know. So now my mom's irritated. Like, girl, what do you mean you didn't know? Everybody's upset at this point. You know, everybody's just all talking at the same time and trying to figure out, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you actually talking about? Again, in the middle of us having this conversation, she gets on the phone. She walks off. So I'm like, I'm about to take your phone and throw it. Like, you're being rude at this point. Stop answering the phone in the middle of our discussion. And it's just so convenient to me how you keep having a phone call every time we're in the middle of a discussion that's surrounding you and about to be your fault. So, you know, I was just like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, yo, like, that's rude. Like, at this point, I pointed out, like, that's rude. You did the same thing earlier when we was at the brunch spot. We trying to have a conversation, and then you just walk off and on your phone. Like, she's like, oh, I'm talking to my mom, trying to see if I could get the $60 from her. So I'm like, okay, why you didn't just say that? Like, just say that. So I leave her to it. I go back to the group like, yeah, she's trying to see if she could get the money from her mom or whatever. And, this, that, and the third, everything's going to be fine. My mom was like, look, I know that's your friend or whatever. I know you've known her for a little minute, but at this point, this is becoming too much. Like I said, little things were just piling up, and it was just starting to, I thought it was just only me recognizing it, but everybody else was recognizing it too. Like, your attitude all day, you didn't want to do the speedboat thing, and we almost wasn't able to book it because we had walked away that first time. So when we came back, we had to wait longer because the time schedules was booked up at this point. So we almost didn't get to do the speedboat. She fronted about the money with the parrot situation. I don't know. The brunch situation, last night's situation with the CVS and all that stuff, and you didn't eat, and medicine and all this stuff. Like, it was just getting to the point where it's like, all right, you're getting on my nerves. Like, I don't know what your issue is, what the problem is, but you're starting to get on my nerves. She comes back to the conversation because she hears my mom talking to me about, her attitude and things like that. And she stepped to my mom like, what happened? What you say? And my mom's like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to, little girl? Like, my mom literally put her in her place right then and there. And I'm like, okay, mom, like, chill. It's like, okay, like, I don't want them arguing. Let's just separate. Let's leave this alone. So now my mom started cursing me out. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Let's just go upstairs. Do you have the money? Yes or no? She's like, no, I don't have the money. My mom couldn't send it. Like, honestly, I got rent to pay. I just had a baby. So I can't be sitting out here spending all my money and blah, 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 blah. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, but we planned this trip 2 months ago. So you had 2 months to save up some money. That don't make no sense. You had 2 months to save up some money to be able to come on this trip. If you only have money to pay for your flight and pay for the room, then you don't have money to be on this trip. Hello? I don't understand how you didn't make sure that you set your priorities aside. Like, we have rent, we have other responsibilities. We made sure that we set money aside for the rent, and we set money aside to come over here and have fun. She's sitting here complaining about how she don't got it for this and she don't got it for that. So I'm like, look, we're going to figure this out when we get upstairs. Because at this point, they're all getting more upset, and I don't want her to feel like it's all of us against her. So I'm like, okay, we're going to figure this out upstairs. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let y'all know what's going on, and we'll meet y'all in your room to finish getting ready or whatever. So that's exactly what happens. We go upstairs, and we're in the room now, and she's like, yeah, I'm not going. I'm going to just stay in for the night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Tiana, like, this is not really what I wanted to do. I do not want to leave you in this room by yourself. Like, we want to go out. I already paid for my portion. It's not like I didn't pay for it and we're still trying to decide. No, you agreed to this, and now you're backing out last minute. She's like, it's not that big of a deal. I just stay here, whatever. So I'm like, all right. I get my stuff. I go to my mom's room. I change my clothes. We go out to KLD's. We have the time of our lives. We come back drunk as I don't know what, okay? I was drunk. Walking through that hotel barefoot to get to my room because my feet was burning. I get to the door, and I try to use my key card to get in, and the door's locked. So I'm thinking I'm tripping, like maybe I'm at the wrong room. I check the card number on the key card. I check the number on the door. This is my room. So I check the card again. The door's still locked. So now I'm like, did she lock me out? Did she actually lock me out the room? Like, this is our room. Why are you locking the door? You know I'm out. You know I'm going to come back mad late. Why are you locking the door? So now I'm mad because I got to pee, first of all, and you locked me out the room. And I'm by myself. My mom's room was all the way on the other side of the room, the other side of the hotel. So if anything happened to me, you're in there probably knocked out sleep, and my mom is all the way on the other side of the hotel. Yes, there's cameras, but nobody's not trying to go missing in Miami in a hotel. Nobody's not trying to do that, okay? So now I start banging on the door. I'm calling her name. Tiana, open the door. I'm banging on the door. No answer. So I call her phone. No answer. I call her again. No answer. Now I start banging on the door like I'm freaking psycho. You're going to open this door. Like, wake up and open this door. And I got to pee, so I'm getting more and more mad. Like, you know when you're drunk, you got to pee. You can't hold it for that long. So now I'm sitting here like tight legs, banging on the door. I'm livid at this point. I'm livid. She don't even open the door. She just unlocks it. So I push the door open. Like, I turn it out to see if the door's going to open. It opens. So I push the door open. And I start going off on her like, what the is your problem for real? Why would you lock the door? Like, you knew I was coming back. You knew I was going to be drunk. You knew it was going to be late, early in the morning, whatever you want to call it. Why would you lock me out? She don't say nothing. She don't say nothing. She act like she don't hear me talking to her. Mind you, she's wide awake. She was not asleep. The lights is on. Her suitcase is open. She's packing up all her stuff, and she's on the phone. Like, I could hear whoever's on the phone, like, moving stuff around in the background or whatever. Like, I could hear it. I could tell she's been up. And I could tell she's been hearing me knock on that door. And now I know she locked me out on purpose. So I asked her again, like, why did you lock me out? So she's like, oh, I heard people arguing in the hallway and I didn't want them to come in the room. I got scared, so I locked the door. So I'm like, you heard people arguing in the hallway and we have a whole hotel key? Like, nobody's not going to come in the room. It doesn't matter if they're arguing in the hallway. They can't get in our room if they don't have a hotel key card. Or it's not like somebody, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know they was not going to be able to get in this room. Like, random people in the hotel arguing was going to bust in the room. Come on. So I'm like, bro, I don't care what's going on in that hallway. You don't lock me out of our room. Like, that don't make no sense. All my stuff is in here. This is our room. You don't get to just lock me out. That's not okay. Like, I don't know what your problem is, but don't do that again. Like, don't do that. When I tell y'all that had me tight, y'all, that had me tight. Like, that's dangerous. You don't do that. But at this point, she's like not even trying to talk to me for real about it. And I said what I said. Don't lock me out this room again. Like, this is not just your room. I took my shower and I go get in the bed. And I'm laying there and I'm trying to go to sleep. Do you know how when you're drunk and the room starts spinning and it's just like a roller coaster? That's what I'm going through. So I'm trying to steady myself so I don't throw up and so I can go to sleep. And I hear her back on the phone now. And she's just talking mad shit about everything. And I'm just, like, in my bed, like, yo, it's so funny you got all this to say, but when I'm talking to you, you don't really have much to say. Like, I just don't understand. But I put a pin in it, and I go to bed, because I'm drunk right now. I'm not about to get up and start yelling and arguing and doing all that extra stuff. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed, and when we get up in the morning, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about it. And that's exactly what we did. We get up in the morning. She's acting all cheery and happy and, you know, whole 360. She's dressed, makeup done, ready to go. And she's like, oh, I booked the reservations at the brunch spot that we tried to go to yesterday. I know you guys are going to be hungry when you got up. I know you guys are going to, you know, wake up a little late. So I booked it for like in the afternoon, like 1, 2 o'clock. And I'm just like, who are you? What? I couldn't even process what was happening. I'm like, okay, cool, girl, cool. I'm glad you did all of that. But before we do anything, before we go anywhere, we need to have a conversation. Me and you need to talk. Because yesterday and the night before, you was acting a whole donkey behind. A whole ass, okay? You was acting up. So we gonna sit here and we gonna talk about it right now because as your friend, I need to just address a few things so that we can continue on this trip on a good note. And I'm tired of ignoring things and acting like, oh, it's fine, it's whatever. I just want to have fun. No, I can't have fun if I'm sitting here having to deal with your attitude. I can't have fun if I'm sitting here dealing with the fact that you keep talking about you don't have no money. I just can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with it no more. And I'm so confused how you didn't have money for anything yesterday, but you book a reservation and you got money for that. It just don't make no sense to me. Like, did your mom end up sending you the money? Like, what's going on? Like, I need to know. Because yesterday you didn't want to do nothing. Like, the only thing you paid for was your drinks from Fat Tuesday and your food. That's it. You didn't pay for nothing else. Nothing else. So, we need to have a conversation. I addressed how she had an attitude, how she kept acting like she was so unbothered, but I could tell she had an attitude. I was talking to her about refusing to do any of the excursions that we decided to do. And the fact that she didn't go in the group chat and say anything that she wanted to do, but now we're here and you just denying everything. Like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I guess we could do that. Like, girl, what is that about? You forgot your medicine. I felt like that was irresponsible. I said that to her. I said to her about the first day when she basically ended our whole night because she didn't eat all day and she got her medicine. Like, that blew mine. This is our first night here, and you literally ended our entire night at like 9:30 because of you not being responsible for yourself. Like, and then the whole money drama with going to KOD's last night, and then last but not least, the way you thought you was going to talk to my mom. At the time, I was just trying to diffuse the situation, but the more I kept thinking about it, I really was on some, like, she really lost her mind. Like, I don't know who she thought she was talking to for real. Like, that's my mother. And the more I thought about it, the more mad I got, because I'm like over here trying to defuse the situation when no, I should have checked you right then and there. Because who are you talking to? I don't care what you heard her say. I don't care if you heard her say your name and say a whole bunch of lies after that. You do not talk to my mom that way. And so I'm being calm. I'm trying to talk to her about it. And every time I say something, she cuts me off. She's denying everything. So now I'm getting mad. Now I'm getting more mad and more mad and more mad. So now we start getting to a little back and forth. Well, it wasn't really even a back and forth, because I'm getting mad and I'll start yelling, and she just sat there quiet, and she's sitting there like I'm gonna show y'all the meme. I'm gonna show y'all the meme because I can't describe it right now, but that's exactly how she was sitting on the bed, just like that, not saying nothing, no facial expression, nothing. She's not saying nothing. Every time I say anything, the only thing she's doing is denying it. That's all she's doing, is denying everything I'm saying. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, regardless of you denying everything else, you cannot deny the fact that you was being rude to my mom last night. I do expect you to owe her. I do expect you to give her an apology, because that was rude. That was mad rude. Like, you don't talk to my mom like that. And I don't know how you thought that that was okay. And yeah, like, I just started going off on her, because you're not going to sit here and play in my face. You're not going to sit here and deny everything that I'm seeing, everything that everybody else is seeing, and then on top of that, you feel like you don't owe my mom no apology. Like, girl, you got me all the way messed up. I understand that I was upset, I'm yelling and things like that, but I'm your friend. I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm trying to tell you what's going on so that we can have fun on the rest of this trip. Now, you sitting here and denying everything is not making it better. It's actually making me more frustrated. And at this point, I'm just like, I don't know what to do, because you came here with me. So I don't want to just like be like, okay, whatever. I'm not trying to just shrug you off. I'm trying to get past this so that we can get past it and move on with the rest of our day. She's just sitting there with an attitude, quiet, not saying nothing. So I'm like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do at this point? It's up to you. What do you want to do? She's like, honestly, I'm thinking about changing my flight. I'm going to just go home early. Y'all can go do whatever it is y'all want to do. So I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, like, you're sitting here getting mad. You want to tell me I'm catching an attitude. I'm being disrespectful to your mom. And I know that I'm not. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm ready to go home. I don't even want to be bothered with the rest of the trip. Cool. Cool. That's what you really want to do? Then do that. Like, that's mad crazy. I'm sitting here trying to be your friend. And instead of trying to understand where I'm coming from, or even be like, look, I don't feel like I was doing all of that, but being that I see that you feel a type of way about how you feel like I was acting, I apologize. It is what it is. I'm gonna try and do better with my attitude. Let's talk about the money situation, and I'm gonna tell your mom sorry, just because you felt like I was disrespecting her. I never want to feel like I'm disrespecting your mom or whatever. Just respect, like basic respect. She didn't even have that. She didn't even want to do that. So I'm just like, oh boy. Oh boy. Like, I don't even know what to do at this point. And she's saying she want to go home. So I'm just like, if that's what you want to do that. I'm going to go to my mom's room and we're going to finish out the day. If you change your mind, call me. I have no problem coming back here, meeting up with you, whatever the case is. But that's literally what happened. That's literally not what happened. I went on about my day. She got her flight and she went home. And that was really the last time we spoke. I ended up calling her mom, like, look, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. I didn't just leave her. She said that she wanted to go home. That's what she's going to do. She'll call you and tell you everything else. But just let me know when she get there safely, because I know she's probably not going to answer my call. She's probably not going to answer my text. Let me know what's going on. So her mom was like, okay, cool. And, she knows how her daughter is, so it is what it is. If she want to come home, then let her come home. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And that was pretty much that. Like, I went to Miami with a best friend, and I left without one. I don't really know what else to say to that. That was crazy. Like, I will never do that again. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, that's the end of my Miami trip, horror story, whatever you want to call it. That was the end of that. On the bright side, after she left, we had a great time. We went to Morton's. We went to Hard Rock Cafe. We went to like this Ferris wheel, but it had like the individual. I don't even know what that's called. I really don't know what that's called, but they did it. I didn't do it. I don't like heights, but they went on this like Ferris wheel thing. We went to the aquarium. We got to see more different types of birds. We basically had a blast after that. Like, and there was no more money issues, no more attitude problems, and yeah, the whole trip turned around basically. I have no regrets on how the trip went. I had a great time. Everybody else had a great time. The trip turned out how it did for her because of her own actions, and that's just that. Like, there's nothing else I can say to that. I gotta go, guys. I love you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I just wanted to show you guys my nails. I actually did not get the glue open. I had to open the bottom of it, but very cute. I might keep them on for Valentine's Day. I don't know. We'll see. Bye.